So,
Okay.
on the topic of Woodlake BA, how are you feeling about it currently?
Excited, terrified. Two very different emotions.
Why are you excited?
I'm excited because in the same way that God asked us to come to Tulsa, I'm like sensing that same like leadership from the Lord again. Like, obviously this is a big transition, but I'm just sensing again the Lord's like leading and that this is him. So I'm excited because we've already walked in, blind faith once with moving here. And this isn't so blind this time.
It is at the same time.
It is. But we also have so much support that's going to cover us through this process that it doesn't feel like it's as blind. But so I'm excited because of that. And because I just like, if God's took care of us in getting here, he's going to take care of us in the next thing he asks us to say yes to. So in that way, I'm really excited because I know it's going to be good, even though I don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
And, that's the other side of it that terrifies me is we've never done something like this before. We've not on this level, at least.
Yeah.
And it's new and it's big and it's going to require just a different level of everything. So in that way, it's terrifying. But at the same time, it's like if we could do it all by ourselves, it wouldn't be God.
Yep, exactly. And that's why
if it was easy, it wouldn't be him.
What I feel like we keep using the same words of we feel excited and terrified.
Yeah.
And I think my reasons are they are the same with a few added things. I'm excited because it's a new thing. And it's like a fresh start, new season, all those things. I'm also excited because I felt like God was preparing me to do this, to pastor in this way back in 2011 or 2012. And I thought that was it. And I'm realizing that it was in a lot of ways a training ground, and it wasn't like the end all be all. But I'm excited now because I feel like I now have that chance to actually walk in the things I was going to be walking in 2011 and 2012. Now with like way more experience. Back then I thought it was not good. But so that's another reason why I'm excited. The reason I'm terrified is because of one reason, and it's like a multifaceted reason, but to quote Pastor Kevin Fouts at Discovery Church, we got to go kind of see their facilities and like pick their brain, him and his pastoral staff, and we were touring their facility for multiple reasons, but we were sitting there in a conference room having lunch with him, his executive pastor, and I think there was a couple other guys, but they had a location pastor there that was essentially doing what we're about to do. A younger guy, you just tell he was like a man of God, but we were asking Kevin questions, Then we were asking this guy questions because we were like, what's the lead pastor? What does he say? What does he think? What was like in his heart and mind for this? But also, how's this guy doing with it? And one thing Kevin said was, I think Jamie actually asked him, why'd you pick this guy? And I was like, why'd you ask that? But he was like, what made you pick this guy? And Kevin said, he said something about like, I knew he was a man of faith. I knew he was a man of integrity. All that stuff that you're supposed to say about a pastor. But he said, I also saw the fear in his eyes. And I also saw like in his eyes, he knew that he had to depend on the Lord to do this. And he was like, so when I saw that in his eyes, I was like, he's the guy. And so that put to words what I've been thinking in my head is like, I know if we don't depend on the Lord for this, we're going to crash and burn. Yeah. And so the part of me that's terrified is terrified because I know at any point, if I choose to just like try to start doing things in my own strength, or if we try to do that, we're gonna crash and burn. So it's that healthy fear of the Lord that like, we need to depend on Him 100%, because that's how we got here. That's how we're gonna make it forward. That's how we're gonna be sustained. Yes, and all the things.
And I'm like, man, I don't even want to do it without Him. I know what life is like doing it without Him, and it sucks. Yeah. But I know how good it is doing it with Him, even though uncomfortable when because when you're really relying on Him for your every next step, and it's like so uncomfortable at times, but it's like at the same time, it's like, man, I don't want to do it any other way. Yeah. Because like if His hand is not on it, like then what are we even doing? I think another thing I'm feeling as you were talking, I was thinking about this is like, I think I'm just feeling like a stretching that's happening for me personally of like, I'm already feeling like this, like I am being stretched to actually walk in my calling, in our calling, in a way that we haven't. And it's about to require more of us. It's about to require deeper levels of obedience. Yeah. And in our daily rhythms and in just like in every sense of the way. And so I'm already feeling that like stretching, and something about that is terrifying, but not in like a bad way. Yeah. I don't know if I fully have the words for it. Yeah. It's like, I feel like the Lord is like, I don't even know. I don't know how, it's the whole pruning. It's the whole John 15 pruning. Like, every branch in me that doesn't bear fruit, He prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. And so I'm feeling that like as we are even just barely in it and barely starting, like just really mentally preparing more than anything, like I'm already feeling that like stretching and pruning of like, like we can't, I don't know. It's the same thing that happened when we moved from Edmond to Tulsa of like, you can't just stay where you're at. Like you can't spiritually, mentally, physically, all the things. You can't just stay where you're at to get to where you're going. Like, which sounds like duh, but it just requires like that word Jeff said, like a deeper level of consecration.
That's what I was about to bring up.
That's exactly what it is. Like, walking into a new season, like the Lord is going to like take you through this like pruning, purifying, refining process, so that we can walk with Him in this next season. But man, something about it, it's like, ooh, I feel it coming. Yeah. it's a lot, but it's good.
Yeah, that word Jeff gave was very significant. And I wrote down the scriptures he gave, and I think it was like, there was one in Joshua, I think there was one in 2 Corinthians, and there was one more. But he gave 3 scriptures, and he said, essentially the word was, sometimes when you're going into a new season, it requires greater levels of consecration. and what you were doing in the past is not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
And this is the whole reason I told Jeff about BA to begin with, because at this point, not many people know about it yet. Just board staff and like a handful of friends that we've told. But this is why I told Jeff about it, because I was like, that word just nailed me between the eyes. And I want you to pray for me, because I wanted to respond to that word. And it was like, it wouldn't have made sense unless I told him about BA.
Yeah.
And then he could see the magnitude of it. So I told him, he was shocked, but he's like, I'll pray for you. And that's what, there's a day, I think there was a day this past week, I came into work and I came in early to do some stuff, and I had like meetings all day, but then I had like my normal to-do list. And I remember thinking, this feels like I'm doing like 2 days worth of work in one, because it was just like nonstop. And I came home that day, and after we put the kids to bed, I was just so tired. I was like, I don't have time to like watch any show or like do anything. And I just laid down and went to sleep. And I was thinking like, I'm just like exhausted after today. And I just had this feeling when I was laying there about to go to bed that that's going to kind of be more of the norm. Like,
you remember what my dad said to us? Well, actually, he said it to me. Because when I called my dad to tell him about BA, basically at the end of the phone call, he was like, man, I mean, because he was a pastor's kid. He was like, this is going to be the most exhausting thing you guys ever do, but it's also going to be the best thing you ever do.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to be, he's like, you're going to be so exhausted, but you're going to be so satisfied.
Exactly. That is the exact feeling. Because I was like thinking, I'm not usually this tired when I get home like this, but like this is a level of exhaustion I haven't felt doing my normal role at Woodlake. But it was tapped out, exhausted. I got nothing left. But it was like, I know for a fact I'm doing what God's called me to do. And that's like
it's a good
level of satisfaction and fulfillment that I haven't felt doing anything else.
Yeah.
So I know that that's coming. And so I guess some of the excitement is because of that, and some of me being terrified is because of that. But there's something else I was gonna say. Oh, I'm really excited because I can see who it feels like this team that God is like putting together to go with us. And at this point, we're only aware of like one couple, maybe two.
Yeah.
And just the thought of those getting to do ministry alongside those people is like blowing my mind.
Yeah.
And so it's also the team, like I've really seen the true value of teams within the church.
Yes.
But like just the people that we have on board so far, I'm like, I just can't imagine like how some pastors and some leaders like run their church or organization, and it's like just them doing it all. I cannot even imagine, because I'm so excited about the people we have on board right now. But now I'm thinking like, man, who else? Who else is God gonna send with us?
Yeah, and
I'm just excited at that.
I think about like, I love it. Like when you see people in the church doing something that they are just thriving at. Like it's, what we call the sweet spot. Like you see them doing it and you're like, they are just killing it.
Yeah.
Or like they are clearly like anointed to serve in the church in this way. Like it's obvious they're thriving. And so I think like I get excited about that too, because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do anything all by myself. That would suck. But also it's exciting to see people like stepping into their roles. And
exactly,
just like thinking about doing that with a team in BA is like really exciting to me. Like I catch myself like daydreaming and just thinking about like seeing the people that come with us just doing what they were made to do within the body, like in the church, like, and seeing the church, like the church itself thrive because of it. Because when people are doing what they're meant to do, then the whole body benefits from it. And like people thrive, people are healthy spiritually, like it's just exciting. And so I get really excited thinking about that.